What is up, everybody? This is EgoDrip, the drippiest podcast in the wrestling world. I am Hambone, a.k.a. Chris Jericho.
Conference 703, a.k.a. Reverend Flex Dub.
And I'm just Nick.
Short, sweet. I like it.
Nick's sad right now, so he's not joining in on the fun stuff right now.
Yeah,
the sports ball team's making them all upset.
Sports ball blues.
I got the sports ball blues.
Let the whoever's listening, let them know what team you repping and what it's looking like for them right now.
Let me know if your team lost today.
just
Nick,
help
is your team.
Yeah, we're worse than mid though. We're worse than mid.
Tell them who your favorite team is.
The Commodores, the Commodes, the Communists, the Washington Commanders.
There you go.
Wow.
Nick is a Washington Commanders fan. He is a lifelong Washington Commanders fan. Been to maybe a game or two with him and his peoples. And yeah, he reps that burgundy and gold pretty damn hard.
A little too hard. A little
Let me
too
ask
hard for
something.
my sanity.
Let me ask something, because I'm not a sports ball fan.
Nah,
So
same.
what is it like what makes your team your favorite team? Like especially if you're not rooting for like your home team,
Yeah, that's a question I've always wanted to know too.
Yeah.
So,
Like my buddy, one of my buddies, he's a huge sports fan. He's a huge Dallas Cowboys fan and Atlanta Braves. He was born here in Syracuse, and it's like, okay, why are those your teams?
My dad's entire side of the family. It's funny because when I was like a kid, before we break it down with Nick, when I was a kid, I was into football. Like I think my favorite team was like it was the Eagles. It was the Philadelphia Eagles. I love Donovan McNabb. I love Terrell Owens, but I also love Michael Vick. And then I fell out of it. My dad's side of the family specifically.
You still like Michael Vick now?
No, I love dogs.
I know. That's why I asked you.
Yeah, I don't make my dog fight other dogs. So, but yeah, my dad, like I want to say 90% of my dad's side are like Cowboys fans, and then we got like one or maybe two family members that are Commanders fans, and then my mom, she'll support the Cowboys because she's married to my dad, but she's from Louisiana, so she likes the Saints. And then I'm the only one out of the entire family that doesn't watch football. I'm the only one. Which is like, okay, that probably explains why I'm probably like written out of my dad's will. He's also a wrestling fan, so I guess that's like he's just like, all right, well, I mean, we have that, but yeah, back to I did all that. I should ask him because I'm supposed to like go visit them. I want to say like around maybe like Christmas time, and ask him like, what the fuck made you a Cowboys fan? Because that's Texas and you're Virginia, so like, what made you a Commanders fan?
So it is a home team thing for me. I was born and raised in Fairfax, Virginia, so which is like 30 minutes away from Washington, D.C.
Sure.
But that's not really why. It's more of a family thing for me. My dad was a Redskins fan growing up, and I believe my grandfather was a Redskins fan, which doesn't really make sense because they're from Pennsylvania, but I guess they lived in Virginia most of their life. So I'm not really sure like where it really started. I had to ask my dad, but ever since I've grown up, I've seen that literally this Redskins logo here. Just that I've always had shit in my house Redskins related. So then they switched their name away from that and everything like that. So I've just stuck with the team. As far as sticking with the team goes, I don't know where that loyalty comes from. Like I don't really get it because like. Especially like the color wise, like I don't really like the colorway burgundy and gold. Like that is like you can't really wear that anywhere else but a Commanders game. Yeah. Like if you're asking me, the Dallas Cowboys colors are the best.
Isn't that the 49ers colors too?
Yeah, it is. The 49ers colors and the Chiefs are pretty much that same color too. So, but like for me, like the Dallas Cowboys colors are awesome, like silver and blue. Like I could wear that with anything. So yeah, I don't know. Like what the loyalty is, but as far as your friend goes, a lot of people pick Cowboys because that's America's team, and that's kind of like the fuckboy team to pick, unfortunately. So
He's a little bit
a lot of people who are Cowboys fans have never been to Dallas, never been to Texas, never been even anywhere close, and that shit doesn't make any sense to me at all. Atlanta Braves is not really one of those teams. It's usually like the Yankees is that team for baseball, and then you got like if you're like a Cowboys fan, a Yankees fan, and a Lakers fan. It's like I know who you are. Like I don't need to know anything else about you. Like you like those teams for no fucking reason. Yeah, like you like those teams for absolutely no fucking reason.
Now hold on, is there like a wrestling equivalent to that for us? Like, is there like certain like if you run into a wrestling fan and they're a fanatic of certain something, like let's say like they're like a diehard WWE or a diehard AEW or maybe just like a diehard, I don't know, like Cody Rhodes fan, like is there like a certain demographic that like when you hear them say that you're just like, you're one of those?
I feel like if
that's the question for both of y'all.
Yeah,
I'm asking Hamby too. I look dead at Hambo when I ask that.
I'm trying to
if you're only a Cena fan, like you only like John Cena, that's where it's like you're not a wrestling fan, bro. You just like John Cena and like his whole like that's really like where it is. Like if you don't watch any other wrestling and Cena's your favorite wrestler, you're Cowboys, Lakers, Yankees.
Okay,
fan.
so that makes me think of we have two wrestling chats. I mean, Hambo knows this. And in the wrestling chat with all the iPhone users, we have a friend named Aaron.
Wow.
Right? Aaron's a good friend of ours. Shouts out to Aaron. He used to be a wrestler. I think he might be doing it again. But there's been this long-standing thing where we're like, bro, you got a WWE bias. Like you got to. And he's just like, no, that's just not true. But it's just like when you hear him talk, and I want to, if we clip this, I want to show this to him, and I want to be like, all right, bro, respond to this. But there's just a certain tone he takes when he talks about WWE versus when he talks about AEW. And a lot of his AEW responses are very reactionary, and a lot of his WWE responses are very like well thought out, very articulated. But you could just tell he's a WWE guy, even when he says I'm not. It's like, all right, man. Okay.
I would say that for Roman and the Bloodline too. Roman fans like diehard ones, like I got them in my head. Like I know exactly
there's that. Yeah, especially like on Wrestle Talk, like there's a whole bunch of just like we throw the ones up whenever. It's like shut up, dude. Like,
the Bloodline fans are kind of obnoxious. I'm not
gonna. Bloodline fans are awful. Yeah, no, I get that completely.
Yes.
Yeah,
I feel like CM Punk fans are a certain demographic too.
Oh, they definitely are, and and you know, me and you are CM Punk Marks con. And I don't think that we're those type, but I know
you're not. I think the CM Punk fans that
I wouldn't call us Mark. You know why I wouldn't call us Marks is because we know how to be objective.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When Punk does something that we think is just like some fuckboy shit, we're not gonna stand behind him and say, "Nah, I'm with him." You know what I mean? Unless we completely agree with him. But you know, we critique him too. You know what I mean? There are times where like we've been in the wrestling chat and Punk has done something, and one of us has been like, "Yo, he probably should shut the fuck up."
Yeah. I've said it many times at this point. You know, everybody keeps talking about Punk coming back to WWE. I don't want him to. I want him to be done. For me, like he is on my Mount Rushmore, but he's also ruined his legacy, and I don't need him back. Like, just go.
I love him.
You're done with it. Yep. He's always going to be on Mount Rushmore for me. He's always going to be one of my guys, but just go, Phil. You've done enough.
Yeah.
That was a nice
little, some headlines.
Nice little warm up, nice little appetizer.
Yeah. Shout out to sports.
Shouts out to sports.
Sports.
Yeah, man.
Sports ball.
What we got on the docket, boys?
Man. We knew it was coming. We just didn't know when.
Big news.
Big motherfucking news.
The only thing, I'm gonna be honest, the only thing that's kind of bugging me is like everyone keeps. I'm not gonna say everyone, but a lot of headlines when I see this, people are like, "Oh, sad news in the wrestling world." It's like, why is this fucking sad? Like,
bro, he is 63. I am
63. We knew this was coming. Like, what do you mean this is sad? I guess I get it in the sense of like, yeah, this is Sting's retirement, but I don't think it's sad news, bro. Like, we knew this was coming.
He is 70 years old, bro,
and it's time for him to retire.
Yeah,
I think there's like, as I feel this way really about anybody, like not even just wrestling when it comes to anything, acting, music, whatever. as fans, as long as that person or group or whatever is still performing at a high level, you never really want them to go away.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not even like, oh, sad for Sting. Like, we're sad for ourselves. Like, we don't want this person to go away because we want to continue watching them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But to be honest, I feel like
how much
Sting.
more can he do at 63 though? That is
I mean, I bet Sting's still got a couple more years of just doing like showing up every once in a while and jumping off a balcony. I'm sure he's got years of that.
As entertained as I am by it, I kind of don't want to keep seeing that.
I feel you.
The older he gets.
Think of this though, Con.
What's up?
Say he's going to retire at AEW, at Revolution in 2024, and then say he comes back in a year and jumps off a balcony after you've taken a break from it for a while. You think you'd like to see it again?
Nah, I'd be too. No? The older he gets, the more worried about his health that I am when I see him.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I understand that part. Sure. Yeah. I think. I don't think any of us really expected to even get this run out of Sting. Period.
Yeah.
Like we were all under the impression he was done. Period. We didn't think he was coming back at all. And then for him to come back and for 2 years, really put on great performances. He is a guy who, he is in his 60s, but he understood his limitations. Even though he jumped off a balcony, I would still say that he wrestled with limitations, but Sting knows how to do that. He wasn't going out there looking like the Undertaker or Flair and embarrassing himself. He really wasn't.
And I've been very, very happy with this crazy old man run, and I say that with the utmost respect that Sting's been, because I mean, again, we keep highlighting it. This man's 63 and he's like jumping off of fucking buildings and taking these crazy bumps and shit like that. I've been enjoying it, but again, as he gets older, I become less like. I'm still amazed by it, but there's more concern that comes with that the older he gets, and I see him doing that stuff.
Yeah. Say what you want about Tony Khan and AEW. They have done nothing but show Sting the utmost respect, like as a person and a performer. Like he has been booked like the legend that he is, Yeah,
I agree.
But when he came back, it was still pretty early on in my fandom.
Sure.
So like back in those days, like people like I want to say that was 2020, 2021 maybe. But like back in those days when someone would like make a return like that, 9 times out of 10 I didn't know who it was.
Right.
So when this motherfucker came out with the snow and the light blue lights and all this shit, I was like, fuck, I know who this is. Holy shit, I know fucking Sting. I like fucking Sting. I was like, what the fuck is he doing here? And we got fucking nothing but dope shit from him since. So, yeah. It was
Have
one
you
of those
seen
things.
any of his older stuff, Nick?
I mean, we did the whole, when I did the whole research for our episode about him, I went back and saw a lot of shit.
I have an old, it's like on my Xbox, this old compilation video thing of like the bloodiest matches in TNA, and I might have put that on for Nick because I think one of the matches was Sting versus Abyss in like that it was like Monsters Ball or it was like a casket.
I think I do remember that.
Yeah.
I think I do remember that.
I mean, for me, like I think I've told you guys that The Crow is one of my all-time favorite movies. So that whole storyline, just him not talking for a year and just showing up, coming down from the rafters and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's good shit, pal.
Yeah.
That's good shit.
Yeah.
And
he was very nice when I met him too. It's cool to be able to say I met Sting.
I don't think there's anybody that has a bad thing to say about him.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. He had his issues in the 90s, but he got over those, and he never like you said, nobody has anything bad to say about him. He never did anything to wrong anybody else. He just, messed up a lot of his own life per him.
Mm-hmm.
He's 64.
Yeah, he's old.
64. I thought he was 63. Yeah.
Well, it's been a hell of a career, bro. I am one of I guess you could say I'm a later Sting fan. I always knew about him, especially in the 90s in WCW, but I grew up watching WWE, as I've shared that before. But I was fortunate enough to see his TNA run. And if you've never seen Sting in TNA, I encourage you to go and watch a couple of matches, man, because Sting was really one of the most he was one of the most popular reasons to watch TNA. And we're going to get into TNA later on because, they just got some big news and they just got done with a big event. But Sting, especially for me, he was one of my favorite parts of TNA. And I'm happy that I got to see him. I'm a little blown that I missed out on his WCW era, but luckily we have, Peacock and all these other fucking sites we can go back and watch all you want. But the fact that we were able to, me and Hambo, witness his TNA run in real time, that was really something special.
Yeah. I'd honestly go so far as to say that Sting's TNA run was just as good, if not better, than his WCW run. It just doesn't get the credit because TNA just doesn't get credit for a lot, It's still not looked at like it was on the level of WWE or WCW, but there was a point where it definitely was.
Is Sting a TNA Hall of Famer?
I think he is. Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
If he isn't, he will be.
Yes. Well, that was the other thing, Con. We'll go into this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love this.
What if Sting retires? He goes and has one last little short run in Impact. Would you be okay with that to end his career?
Yeah. As a lifelong fan of TNA, yeah. And that's like a little selfish thing of mine. I would love to see him wrestle at least one more time in TNA, and preferably, if I really had it my way, like a quote unquote TNA original. It doesn't even have to be something like crazy. You know what I mean? I'd be cool with seeing him wrestle Chris Sabin. I'd be cool with seeing him wrestle Kazarian. Nothing wild, but just one more match. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And yes, he was the very first person inducted into the now again TNA Hall of Fame. So they announced this after Bound for Glory on Saturday. Bound for Glory, you didn't watch it, go watch it. Banger pay-per-view. Again, as we've said a million times, Impact, now TNA, is slept on, and people should be watching more of it. So, but going back to TNA.
I was about to ask if you intend to watch TNA, but you already watched TNA, Hambo. So
me?
Yeah, you already pretty well. Yeah,
I watch them every single week.
Yeah, I need to full on tap back in. Thank God that I have a DVR. But this right here gives me more incentive to keep watching it, just because y'all know me, I love me some TNA. But this is great news, man. And I don't know if we have the news of NWA in the headlines at all.
No.
Okay, because NWA, it was announced that they just got a TV deal too, and with the CW. So that's pretty cool. So that means
Did you say why?
No, you said Wild.
Oh, I thought you said why.
No, Wild. That's dope.
Yeah, Wild. Yeah, that just means there's gonna be a lot of wrestling on TV. So you got and there's different flavors for everybody now. So you got WWE, you got AEW, you got TNA, and now we're gonna have NWA. So it's looking good for wrestling.
Now that Tyrus is gone, I will give NWA another shot. But and I'm gonna say this too. Even before the Tyrus stuff happened, I had gotten pretty down on NWA because, man, it was just some cringe shit. And if that is still what Billy is putting out, I'm gonna give it 5 weeks. I think I'll give it 5 shows, and if it's the same shit, I'm tapping right back out of it.
I've never watched NWA. I've just seen clips and shit like that, so I'm looking forward to it. Shout out Billy.
Yeah, when they first came back, Power, it was great, but then COVID happened, and all the stars left. LA Knight left, James Storm left, Eddie Kingston left, Ricky Starks left. All the good talent they had left, and then they brought in a bunch of unknowns or washed ups. So what do you guys think? So you said, Nick, that somebody had said that they're doing this for consistency?
No, that is my theory. I have 2 theories on this, actually. I either think it's for consistency, which makes total sense. I mean, if people are still calling you TNA, we call them TNA on this show every week. So if the people are still calling you TNA, you might as well call them TNA. My other theory is that I bet you either they had some type of copyright issue with either the letters TNA, or they had copyright issues with the word Impact. And so they switched back out of Impact to get away from those, or they switched back when they finally got the TNA copyright issues settled. That's
I gotta find the link. I gotta find the link because I did read why, but I forgot verbatim. But yeah, I think it pretty much was a consistency thing. Because they've had like 3 different name changes in the past, and I think I'm paraphrasing. I gotta find it again to be sure, but I think what it was saying was basically like, when it comes to them just having all their content, I guess, like, you know, there's certain things that happen when they were like Global Force Wrestling, and there's certain things that happen when they were Impact. And I think it was coming from a place of just wanting to be able to keep everything together as one thing. And because TNA was the most popular, most memorable, and most known thing, they were like, it just makes sense to just go back to TNA. I think that's what it was, but I got to find it.
Yeah. Well, I have it here, Con, so I'm going to read it real quick.
There you go.
It was reported that this was a well-thought-out move that was initially planned to be revealed at some Slammiversary, but was rescheduled for Bound for Glory. The final decision to switch back to TNA was only made about 2 to 3 weeks ago. Multiple factors contributed to this decision. First, it would help unify the fragmented history of the promotion, which had gone by TNA, then Global Force, which I don't really think that's true, though. TNA,
I wouldn't call it fragmented.
Existed at the same time, so I don't know what we're talking about. Like TNA turned into Global Force, because that did not happen. That is not what happened at all. So I don't know why we're putting that in there.
Yeah, I don't remember it turning into Global Force, but I do remember. I remember Jarrett. I remember it being Jarrett's own thing, and him trying to like bring them.
That was when Jarrett officially left TNA because Anthem had bought it, and he tried to start another company, Global Force. So I don't know why we're talking like Impact was Global Force, but anyway. Then Global Force and finally Impact Wrestling at different times. Additionally, several international partners of the company preferred the TNA name and had continued to use it internally. Furthermore, the company conducted a quiet poll of its long-term fans earlier this year, and many of them expressed a preference for the TNA name.
Gotcha. Yeah. To be honest, it's like all the wrestling things have initials. So it's like, Impact was really the only one that didn't have initials. So it's
I feel like
I don't know if that much goes into it, but
I always felt like they officially went over to Impact because, you know, TNA has the tits and ass thing. So I feel like they were trying to get away from that, especially because, you know, TNA, when they first started, they did have some pretty risque stuff on there when it came to the women.
Yeah, they did.
You know? So I feel like that's almost why they switched over to Impact, was to get away from that term that, you know, people think of when they hear the term TNA. You know, if you would never watch TNA and you heard TNA wrestling, you know, you'd probably think it was porn or something. You know what I mean?
I've actually never heard that term before, so that's interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not said like that. I mean, I've heard the word tits and ass before, but I've never heard TNA.
So check this out, Nick.
Oh, you're going right where I'm going.
You know, bro. You know, so look. So in WWE, right? Mm-hmm. You're familiar with Trish Stratus?
Yep.
She was part of this group, right? It was 2 dudes and her.
Hold on. Before he finishes, Trish was brought into WWF, right? Mm-hmm. And she was not a wrestler at first. She was just a manager. And this was the Diva era. So it was all about boobs and everything. Continue, Con.
My bad. I got Sheila's asking what I want for dinner. So anyway, she started off as a valet, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was part of this group. It was 2 dudes, Test, rest in peace, Test, and Albert. I mean, sometimes it was Prince Albert, Test, and Albert, right? And they were called TNA, right? But I guess the Trish was the focal point, right? Because I mean, goddamn, bro, she was fucking gorgeous, fucking gorgeous. But yeah, TNA, tits and ass, Test and Albert. It was like a double entendre. Don't even ask me how, but yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, I never heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so green.
Prince Albert. Oh man.
Prince Albert is a crazy name. I know what that means.
So he was tag team partners with Darren Drozdov. Darren Drozdov, former NFL player, probably no.
Rest in peace.
Maybe no.
Is that his real name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just called Droz in WWE, but he was
Just
Darren
passed
Drozdov.
away, I think, last year.
Yeah. So he came into wrestling, and he was like, a weird dude. He was covered in tattoos. He had a bunch of piercings. He'd shave his head weird. So he brought in this guy as his own personal piercer, and his name was Prince Albert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know what Prince Albert is doing today, Nick?
Nope.
He's the head trainer for NXT, Matt Bloom.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He's actually like he wrestled in New Japan for a while. We're not even gonna get into the lore 10 side shit. That was some dumb shit.
Oh boy.
He wrestled in New Japan for a while. That's how he knew Finn Balor. And they did like this, I ain't gonna say a documentary. It was like a little NXT kind of like video package for Finn at one point. But he was just talking about his relationship with Finn and how he met Finn and all that. And like he actually started crying. But like he's trained like a lot of wrestlers and he's been around for a long time. I personally like would encourage you to look him up because I enjoyed him as a wrestler. More particularly, like I was really a fan of his A-Train era. Really like that when he was pretty much tagging with Brock Lesnar a lot. But yeah, check that out, man. Prince Albert, whatever the fuck you want to call him. But yeah, he has a long standing history, but he used to be managed by Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, the issue, I always liked him too. He's a big dude. So he was a big man wrestler, but he was always just saddled with terrible gimmicks, terrible names. He really couldn't get away from the Prince Albert thing once that was over, and he was just Albert for the rest of his life and different for the rest of his wrestling career, for just different versions of it. And then he got brought back after his Japanese run in WWE, and he became a samurai named Lord Tenzai. But everybody knew who he was.
We all know who he was.
And it just did not work. It was awful. That was terrible. But it's really crazy to think about it because, when you think about his wrestling career, he really didn't do much. He didn't make like a huge impact. Like he's remembered for having ridiculous names and gimmicks. But behind the scenes, like so many wrestlers are like, he's an amazing trainer. He's an amazing boss. He's taught me so much. Like he's done so much more behind the scenes for wrestling than he did in front of the camera. It seems
facts, big facts.
Gotcha.
Nice.
War games.
Yes.
I love that this is like the new Survivor Series. Well, was it? They did this back in the day for War Games or no?
This is only an NXT thing.
Yeah, usually only NXT.
Okay, I just want to make.
They did it last year.
I'm talking not NXT. I mean, like way before. Was that just a WCW thing, like way back in the day?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. War Games started with WCW. Yes.
Okay, so this was never a Survivor Series thing before, right?
No. Nope.
Cool. I like the fact that this is the new Survivor Series tradition. I like that.
Fucking too. Yeah.
Yeah, especially because we've moved so far away from the original
format
concept of Survivor Series. Now it's just another pay-per-view, really. But putting War Games in it, that kind of harkens back to that Survivor Series, that elimination style match that the pay-per-view was built on.
They are already planting the seeds for Raw versus SmackDown though, because saw Nick Aldis
Cody and Roman face off.
You saw Nick Aldis kick out Adam Pearce at the show on SmackDown. Yeah. That was nuts. It's like escort them both out. I'm like, oh my lord, this man just got here.
My thing was Adam Pearce when he was like, all right, let the games begin.
I saw that. I immediately texted Wrestling Chat and said, these motherfuckers are going to fight at some point.
I would love that. Scrap Daddy don't get the credit he deserves for his in-ring
career. Daddy.
He never got to be on TV and do his shit, and he deserved to be on TV. He was a great NWA champion, a great heel.
Let that boy cook. What else we got?
That picture of Vince is just
Wait.
so.
The Endeavor CEO owner of W has shifted.
We talked a little bit about this last week, or a couple weeks
ago. Refresh my memory.
So essentially, after all the fucking shit that Ari Emanuel did to bring Vince in and make him a collective partner and all that stuff like that, now they're kind of looking at everything that Vince is like being charged with and all Vince's bullshit, and they're like, we should probably get away from this guy.
Yeah.
So from what I thought, it was already a done deal that they did it, but you guys corrected me last week and said it has not been a done deal thing. But from what I understand is that they're trying to get Vince the fuck out of there. They're trying to make him sell all his shit. They're trying to push him out of there as far as they can. They've already made Triple H full creative control over WWE, which is fucking amazing that they did that just already. But apparently Vince still has some shares within the TKO company. So that's where it's like, that's kind of the thing right now, but they're trying to get away from basically having him anywhere near anything they got going on, which is good for everybody involved, including Vince, in my opinion, because Vince just needs to go away and go live on an island somewhere and just be happy or something. I don't know. But
yeah.
I
think, we did talk about this a little bit a couple weeks ago, and we talked about, Hunter, basically Ari Emanuel saying, no, Hunter is the guy for creative.
Yeah.
You're not involved anymore. And I questioned it. But I really think the last couple weeks, we've definitely seen that this is Triple H's show.
Yep.
We're seeing guys who Vince was not using back on TV, getting back into storylines. The women's division is heating up again. Triple H is clearly trying to get some more women on the roster with Tegan Knox and all of them and get them over, which they were not being used at all beforehand. So now I do believe it. I think it's pretty clear that Triple H is back in control.
Because, bro, this is the most I've seen Tegan Knox on TV, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I think I read one report that said that after Ari decided Triple H is the guy, that Vince McMahon is at a point where he's just an employee.
Yeah.
Like literally that's all he is.
Good.
He's not even really in charge of WWE anymore. He's just kind of there.
That's crazy, boy.
Yeah.
But to go off of this,
the
backstage reaction to Vince being removed from creative.
Oh, I cut that off. That's my bad. I'll move that around.
Oh,
It said I cut that off with the logo there.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. One anonymous WWE writer said Vince McMahon's changes were minimal, but that the recent adjustments have freshened up how things operate backstage. They added that this is now a more relaxed process, and Raw has a much more wide open roster of talent to use, which is, we literally just talked about it. That's exactly what's happening.
Right.
Those in WWE felt the adjustments to the creative team happened overnight, and it was added that while Vince didn't interact directly with creative this year, his influence was felt throughout 2023. Yeah. His influence would especially be felt when it came to deciding who would and would not be on TV. Again, we've definitely seen that change over the past couple weeks.
Oh, we've been saying that's been happening too. Like we couldn't really, prove it or anything, but it's like, this feels like a Vince move. This feels like a Vince move,
Yeah.
And it was just like, we could tell on TV, and you could probably tell by some people's demeanors too, that Vince put his little grubby fingers into some creative shit during the day, during the show, while it was live, everything.
That Vince won't stop fucking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like
fucking around.
It's crazy that this is like, kind of proving that essentially.
I think we're really seeing a change on Raw too. I know we talked about SmackDown, and I said that there was a lot of talking this week on SmackDown. There are only 3 matches, but I feel like in the past couple of weeks we've seen a change in the in-ring product too. Like we're seeing a lot of matches, a lot of longer matches, stuff being taken seriously, more seriously than it was before, and that's
matches, boy.
Yeah, and that's 100%. As far as I'm concerned, that's Hunter. Like, that's what he likes. He's into that shit. I with all the talk of like, Triple H, he's a WWE guy. Obviously, we know that, and kind of, every now and then they shit talk AEW a little bit, But If you really think about it, I feel like Hunter is a fan of that style of wrestling in a way. Because I think that he is a fan of the actual in-ring product as well. More so than Vince was. I feel like Triple H is definitely more on the same wavelength as, a lot of the IWC or however you want to put it, than he would care to admit.
I would agree.
Because I think that he values in-ring skills a lot more than Vince ever did. And I think we see that in the product.
And I think he's a big, if it hasn't shown already, I think he's a massive indie wrestling fan too.
Yeah.
Yeah. From what I gathered, Vince was very big into the theatrics. Vince was very big into the big guys. Vince was very big into the optics of everything. Whereas I feel like Triple H is probably a little more into just, are you actually good?
Right.
You know? And I'm sure there was a lot of that going on with Vince in charge, and because you had to be good at some point to keep your career going. But I think there's a definite of like a focal point on it. I'd say right now that like if you're good in the ring, you got a spot here. Rock versus Roman. Oh no.
Likely won't be happening at WrestleMania 40 is the report. Indications are that Cody versus Reigns 2 is the prime candidate to main event the show. This is what we've been talking about for a long time. Everybody argued and said, nope, it's not going to be Cody and Reigns again. It's going to. I'm going to watch Cody Rhodes win the WWE title live. That's what's going to happen.
Now, what if
you're going to be there, right? Yeah, you're going to be there. Yeah.
Now, what if
I tried to make that work for myself, but
hold on. What if he loses again?
I'm gonna, boy, boy, I'm gonna be, woo,
livid.
I'm gonna walk out of here so angry.
I gotta know, Nick, your response if Cody loses again.
It's funny. I'll probably be really tuned in because I gotta know. I mean, we gotta, like a better term, we gotta finish the fucking story, bro. And I gotta know who finishes the fucking Roman Reigns story if it's not gonna be Cody. You know what I mean? If it's not gonna be Cody, what is that, 6 months from now? If it's not gonna be him, we gotta fucking know who it is.
Yeah,
so we can't just tune out of the story now because it wasn't Cody who beat him in 6 months. It's gotta be. We gotta figure this shit out. We gotta know who the fuck this is.
Yeah, I think if we don't see Cody win here, then we probably will get Roman as the champion until 41 because at that point, if he's still the champion, then you might as well go to September and beat Hogan's record, and then you're not gonna fucking take the title off of him at a Survivor Series, so you might as well go to WrestleMania. So if we don't see it here, I think we're in for another year and a half of Roman as champion.
I think for me, it's more disrespectful to Cody not to give it to him at this point. And I think it does so much more damage to Cody if Cody doesn't win than that they probably would realize if that's where they're headed. If that's where they're headed, then I don't think they really truly care about everything Cody's doing, all the attention that Cody is getting, just for him to lose again. Like they're just, I mean, you might as well have someone random be the guy so that Roman can break all these records. I mean, there's no reason to, put such high caliber people in Roman's way and just to destroy them. So, I mean, if you're asking me now, Cody beats Roman in Philadelphia. There's no doubt thing about it for me. I mean, if this is where
it's anti-wrestling if Cody doesn't beat Roman Reigns. It's anti-wrestling.
If you don't do it there, I mean, you're probably never going to do it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Somebody in a group chat mentioned that they didn't want Cody to win the title for like 3 to 5 years. Wow. They wanted it to be a true hard times finish the story. Where they
go through 5 years of that?
That was my point. Like I get it. I thought 1 year was bad. You're already risking. I said it after this WrestleMania. you're really risking that. Okay, Cody's going to stay really over and at the top of the card and all that. You want to go 3 to 5 years.
Listen, if I just turned 30 this year, right? Just turned 30 this year. If I get to my late 30s and Roman still has a title around his waist, I'm never watching WWE ever again. I will watch something else. I do not need to watch WWE if that is what's happening in my late. If we're 3 to 5 years, we're waiting for Cody to get a title, and then he's supposed to be finishing this story. Nah, I'm good. I don't care.
Well, my other thing about that too is if that's the case, if we go 3 to 5 years before Cody wins it, hypothetically say that's what happens. When he does win it, I'm not even going to care.
Because I'm not going to watch.
Yeah, at that point, you're just making him a loser. Oh, this guy can't win the big one. Like he just keeps getting beaten over and over and over again.
Oh, so
he's not going
to care. So he's Dolph Ziggler.
2026. Is that what that is?
What? Oh,
is that 3 to 5 years?
We'd be at the 4-year mark for Cody
when he debuted. Yeah. No, dude. Sorry, that's stupid. This shit. People are fucking dumb. I just want to wrestling fans are really dumb. It's no disrespect to your friend that said that.
Well,
I
hope that person's not watching.
People say some shit and it's just dumb. Like, why would that be the thing?
My question to the person said that is, would he still be into Cody by the time he wins the championship if they rock with that option?
He's probably not into Cody now. That's the real thing. Is he's probably not even a Cody fan right now. He's just saying things.
I don't know about that one, big dog.
Yeah, sorry. You can't. If Cody had just came out, if he was just a dude that came from AEW, sure. But it was one of the biggest things that happened that year was when he showed up at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And there was the biggest thing again when he had the fucking torn pec at Hell in a Cell. And then there was another thing again when he showed up at Royal Rumble. This is not some just random person that you can wait 3 to 5 years to give him a title. It's not that, dude. It's not who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really think that, Cody is, this might be controversial, but Cody is WWE's next John Cena.
Cody is WWE's next John Cena?
In that I think Cody can be their ultimate baby face.
Oh, I don't disagree with that. Yeah.
Who is over with everybody, who will always be a company man, who will always make them look good outside of the company.
Definitely.
That's what I look at him as. I think that's that guy.
Yeah.
And if they wait 3 to 5 years, he ain't gonna be that guy.
If he doesn't win this year, I won't care about him anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Cody fan. I consider him probably my favorite guy in WWE. But
yep, mine too.
It's just going to be real difficult to continue to support somebody who just never wins.
Yep.
Whether I like him or not.
I'm with you on your theory as to what, how I could see Cody doing what John Cena does right now. Where he's just popping up and putting people over. And I could easily see old Cody doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know how, I don't know what the equivalent, John Cena's been wrestling for 20 years. When did Cody start? And then add 20 years to that. Whatever that year is, I could definitely see Cody doing something like that and being here and just showing up and putting up a, LA Knight type guy, whatever it is, I could easily see him be that person. That's a given. Yeah. But
yeah, I mean, Cody's been wrestling in 2026. Cody will have been wrestling for 20 years.
Okay, so that's not that far.
Yeah.
Cody's got a lot of fucking years.
And he'll be just over 40.
How old is John Cena?
I don't know. I think he mentioned that he was 46 recently. Yes, 46.
Cody's got a lot more years than on. Cody's gonna be good for Cody's got a good 5-6 years still active fucking being Cody Rhodes before he's at a
he's only 38
part-timer.
He's only 38 right now. So say he goes to 45, he's got 7 more years of
he's good, bro. Yeah, he's fucking good. Yeah, he's probably got a better. I don't. Shelf life is the word. Active life, I'd say, more than John Cena, because John Cena's still kind of. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean, bro?
This is not the same John Cena right now as it was. But I could see Cody Rhodes still being the same guy he is right now 7 years from now.
The mood just changed.
Are you more of a Cena fan or you more of a Cody guy?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm probably still a Cena guy, just even though I wasn't really big into him. Cody still has a lot more to do before I can like put him in like that sort of caliber. But like,
if he gets rid of the neck tattoo, will that up his value for you? Yeah,
it's like, how are you supposed to get a real job if you have that tattoo? You know what I mean? Like that really is holding him back. Is that big ass tattoo on his neck?
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, for me, you know, as a blue collar, white collar guy, you know.
Got you. Like, so the neck tattoo was holding him back.
Yeah, especially for me, like my fandom, like I like. Gotcha. Yeah, you're really marking your body. Like your body's a temple, and you really should.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that.
No. Yeah. I don't know why you would do something like that.
You only get one body, you know.
What's really funny is I really don't have any tattoos, but I don't feel that way fucking at all.
I mean, going off of that point, though, I mean, Cena did say recently that is why he's doing this. He's like, I am 46. He was like, I cannot. He said in an interview outside of WWE that he sees retirement in the future, like permanently, because he was like, I can't do this like I used to. I'm 46 years old, and I don't want to go out there and not give them the experience that they're used to.
Yep.
He essentially said that the other day, too. I mean, he got
it busted open.
Yeah.
He said I'm busted open. But he said it like in the ring the other day. He was like, you know, my body can't do the same thing that it used to do. And it's like, you know, but he's still going out there and putting on WrestleMania matches and.
Listen, I'm enjoying. I don't know how long he's gonna be back this time, but just like the fact that you know we hear his music and see him out every week in the last couple months, I've been enjoying that. It brings me back to like a earlier time when we would just see John Cena constantly. So I'm gonna enjoy him while he's still here, because the next time he leaves, we don't know when the fuck we're gonna see him again.
Sure.
I can bring you some fucking good news as a person who's kind of watching the fucking SAG-AFTRA strike. Like that shit is not going anywhere fucking quick.
Really?
So that shit is going.
The
studios walked away the last time they had negotiations.
Yeah, that needs to end so that I can get this fucking movie started.
Yeah, they're not anywhere close to getting that shit done. There's certain things that are still going on. Like there's a lot of companies that have agreed to the terms of SAG-AFTRA and everything like that, but. There's still like Disney, like the big companies like that have their own type of union thing that they have, and that's who negotiates with SAG-AFTRA, and they have been not very pleasant with this shit. Like everything that SAG-AFTRA wants, those companies don't give a shit. Gotcha. So I'm following it very loosely, but I'm following it just enough because like there's certain things that like as a content creator you can't really talk about, otherwise you get banned from SAG-AFTRA and shit like that. So. But you talk about the strike, it's just bringing news.
I mean, you can talk about whatever you want. You're not in it.
Yeah, but it's also like if you are like if any point in life you want to become an actor and you talk about struck work right now, they'll ban you from SAG-AFTRA. You're never allowed to be an actor in their union ever. So they're going after.
Is that what we're doing? Are we going to become actors?
I mean, I don't know what's in the future for me personally, but I mean. But I'm the only thing
you two like, probably not. What we
can't do is the only thing you can't do is promote like struck work. So you can't like talk about the new Marvel movies and the new Star Wars movies, and you can't talk about anything that's coming out or anything that's like.
Hold on, whoa! If I want to talk about the greatest Marvel movie of the franchise, Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp, I'm going to talk about Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man and the fucking Wasp. They don't get to dictate that.
That one you can
talk about the greatest movie of the Marvel franchise. Don't do that.
And
tell them chill out.
Where you can see those movies pretty much 24/7.
Say what, Hammy?
I said, and you know where you can see those movies pretty much 24/7.
Stop! Come on, man. Stop it. Don't make us mad, bro. Don't make us mad. Don't make us mad. Give me Ant-Man and the Wasp conversations. I want that.
We're gonna be seeing a lot of game shows in 2024, I think.
Oh man, buckle up.
Talk shows are back.
Buckle up.
Talk shows and game shows.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I'm down to Swerve Strickland.
I thought this was interesting.
That's my first time saying this.
He's not wrong.
I just
think we all know this.
I love seeing Danielson co-sign him. I think that's really cool.
I love seeing Swerve on Twitter or X just straight up calling out Twitter trolls who are going after him about not being talented or not being big enough. He just goes after him. I love it.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, this is something we know. Like we know we can see Swerve is really good, and he's got a lot of things. I really just think right now his character is fine. It's the group that he's with is just
it's a circle, man.
I'm good. Yeah, like I'm good on his circle. And if he had a better circle or just no circle at all, maybe it's just him and Nana.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, but, I don't think Swerve needs anybody around him.
I don't think
he really doesn't.
Like he didn't need Hit Row. He doesn't need what he's got going on now. Just stop. Like and he truly doesn't need Nana. Nana's just cool. Like
I will say Nana has definitely helped a lot. I will say Nana is that believe it or not, because that is Swerve in fact rapping in that interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Nana helps with that song, period.
Sure.
Song, and I think I dare to actually say the opposite is I feel like without Nana, I feel like his contributions wouldn't. I feel like without his contributions, I feel like we wouldn't be having the conversations about Swerve that we are having as much.
Sure.
Because we all been known about what Swerve can do, right? But just the fact that Nana comes out dancing to this man's music and shit like that, and I feel like it's made a lot of people look at Swerve more.
Okay.
And I feel like it's made people look forward to Swerve just off the strength that, and it's a beneficial thing, you know what I mean? Because it's like when you get Nana, there's a good chance you're going to get Swerve, and we like Swerve. And when we get Swerve, there's a good chance we're going to get Nana, because Nana, I feel like Nana just helped get both of them very over within these last couple months.
It's a big campaign essentially. Like Nana,
but to your point, Nick. But to your point, I agree. If I think personally, get rid of the mogul embassy shit.
Yeah,
just keep Nana. I feel like Nana is enough.
Absolutely,
Nana is Swerve's Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I also think that Nana adds to Swerve's gimmick too. Swerve's whole gimmick is I'm a mogul. Well, a lot of moguls have managers. People who kind of rein them in and keep them from going off the deep end and things like that. That's Nana for Swerve.
Definitely.
He makes the gimmick work, I think, more than just Swerve would by himself.
Yep.
But yeah, I really want to see. I want to see Swerve as a champion in AEW soon, and not tag team, none of that bullshit. I would love to see Swerve become the first Black World AEW champion.
Black World AEW champion.
Anybody on that roster that deserves it, it's probably him.
I would love if they just kicked off 2024 with Swerve going after MJF. I think that'd be fire.
Yeah.
I just because I agree with Hammy, like especially right now it's like mid-October, like MJF's keeping that title for the rest of the year. That's for damn sure. And Hammy's been right about that the entire fucking year. But I would love to, like, as far as I'm concerned, New Year's Day, 2024, everything's off the table. Anything can fucking happen. It doesn't have to be that day. I'm just saying, like, it's not set in stone that MJF's going to have that title for long.
Yeah.
So I would love for them to just like Swerve, just like that day, just fucking come out there and just elbow MJF or something, and just this is what we're doing for fucking Revolution. Because I think that's the next one after Full Gear. That's the first one. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. I think I don't know if I said it to you guys. I know I said it to one of my wrestling friends. I don't know if I said it to you guys, but I really feel like MJF's title reign has been very forgettable.
Ooh.
I mean, really, it doesn't feel like MJF is the world champion. The world title does not feel like it matters in AEW right now. And I don't feel like it has since MJF took the title. But following that up, what I like is that they're starting to change that. Because Samoa Joe already said he's coming for MJF again.
Wardlow
Kenny Omega. Yep, Kenny Omega said he was coming for it. Jay White is clearly gunning for it. Wardlow at least said that he's coming for MJF. He didn't say he was coming for the title, but obviously, if you're going to go for MJF, you might as well take that belt.
They come hand in hand.
Yeah. So I feel like they're trying to do what they have not done the entire year, which is really make the title feel like a bunch of people want it.
Also, I'll go as far maybe I'll say this is a lukewarm take. I'll go as far because it adds to
Nick, you didn't do it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It adds to what everyone was saying though, where he was like, it's kind of taking a backseat. I feel like it definitely took a backseat when Ed showed up too. I think that we were, when I say we, I don't mean like us three, but I think just in general, I think that people were just so excited to see Edge. And obviously there was a very clear story there with Christian that, I mean, even then, like MJF really took a backseat. You know what I mean? Like Edge and Christian's programs kind of are like the main event of AEW last couple weeks. But like you said, because I caught it too, that there's like a bunch of people at once all saying like, hey, I want a piece of MJF in that title. So I agree with him when he says like they're definitely going back to that route because like you said, Wardlow said he wanted a piece of him. Joe said that he wanted to run it back. Jay White literally stole his belt. And he fucking walked up to Kenny, told him, I'm going to beat your fucking streak in like 2 weeks, you little bitch. And Kenny was like, all right, bet. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. I don't want to go as far as say that since MJF, like the moment MJF got it or whatever, that it's been like not really a factor with it. I would definitely agree that the moment Adam Cole came into the picture, it kind of became a backseat. It became less than, because it became more about MJF and Adam Cole building a relationship and a feud, that it was less about the title. And then all of a sudden they became tag title champions. And then now it's just become like
them trying to establish Adam and Max's friendship and them gelling together as a tag team.
Right. So it's become less about, MJF being the world champion and more about those two, becoming a thing. So I can definitely agree with that time frame. I don't know if I agree with the whole thing. I have to look because I feel like the world title was hugely part of the reason why we saw Daniels versus MJF. There was
well, see, that's what I was going to say is I feel like the only, before the Adam Cole stuff, I feel like the only memorable feud that MJF has had as world champion was against Danielson. Okay. Because after that, we went to like the 4 pillar stuff, which, that was a great match. But nobody was excited for it. It was just like, all right, why?
And nobody got better from it. Nobody benefited afterwards.
The execution of that wasn't great. Looking back on it, the execution of that was not great.
Yeah. Because where the fuck is Jungle Boy? Where the fuck is who else was in that? Jungle Boy, Darby,
Sammy's in and out. Sammy's in and out of TV. I haven't really seen Sammy at all.
That pillar shit is dead. That pillar shit is dead. Let's dead that shit. Stop calling the motherfuckers the pillars. They clearly have not given a fuck about that shit for months. We done smooth forgotten about it up until the point that we're talking about it right now. That pillar shit is dead.
It's so funny because it's just some passing thing that MJF had said, and now it's like this whole thing that like people just hold AEW to, and it's like it's weird.
Well, honestly, MJF didn't say it. It was Tony that said it. Tony was the one that just kept on plugging it in our ears and saying, "Where's the pillars?" It was Tony, bro. The first time I heard the term 4 pillars, it was a commercial with Tony Khan talking about them, and then Max just kind of heard him say it and just kind of roll with it.
The first time I heard it, I thought it was MJF's like just kind of just saying it, just like, oh, I think the 4 pillars are me and fucking. But okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I liked the feud that he had with Jericho. I liked that the fucking where he had like he had Jericho like face a bunch of different people before he faced him. I thought that was cool.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
I thought that was fun. I thought it was different. I thought it was
I like that. I didn't.
Yeah. despite the fact that it was Jericho, and we've been very vocal about Jericho in the last couple of years about being on this on AEW, but I thought that was cool. I thought the Danielson thing was cool. The Four Pillars thing should have been cool, but it wasn't that cool. Mm-hmm. And even the Adam Cole thing was cool, but like we were saying, it took a back seat. The world champion took a back seat to that rivalry and friendship.
Well, I think obviously I think the end game was to be Cole and MJF for the world title, but I mean, again, we saw it at All In, but again, eventually somebody was going to turn on somebody there, but Adam Cole got hurt again. But really, when you think about it, these are like so MJF beat Moxley for the title, right?
Yep.
And he beat Ricky Starks.
Yep.
And then he beat Bryan Danielson.
Yep.
Then we had the Pillars match, which nobody cared about, really. Then he beat Hiroshi Tanahashi for the world title, throwaway match. Then he beat Ethan Page for the title, throwaway match. Not even a feud. Neither of those two were a feud. And then he went right in, and then he had the Jericho thing, and then he went right into Adam Cole. So that's
that Jericho thing?
What?
I thought the Jericho thing was like early on.
I don't remember, dude. I
thought the Jericho thing was really early on. Maybe not.
But then he started the
Danielson thing
Adam Cole, and that's all we've gotten.
You said what? The Danielson thing?
I thought the Danielson thing was before, like right before Adam Cole.
Danielson was like his first major feud because the Ricky thing didn't even make a pay-per-view.
Yeah, no, that was like another thing that was just kind of. He only defended that, I think, because Ricky won the Battle Royal or something. There wasn't really a feud behind it. Ricky won a match to become number one contender, and then lost the match. Yeah. And that was it. So, like, as for me, like his title reign has just been pretty forgettable, I think. Yeah, I don't think he's had enough challengers. I don't think he's had enough actual long-term feud storylines. Like, it's been a lot of throwaway matches, or he wasn't even on TV half the time until the Adam Cole thing started.
I gotta agree.
To be honest, AEW has a really big problem with that. Like a really big problem. They love to get us all hyped to get this person to be champion. Then when you give us the championship, they do fucking not a whole lot with it. And
it's not even.
I don't think that's what happened with MJF.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what happened with MJF. I think he's done a lot with it. But as far as like, because I think Adam Page did a lot with the fucking championship too. He beat a lot of fucking people for that championship. But it was a forgettable run. We would agree to that. That was a forgettable run. The same thing what happens with MJF. It's like these world title runs have just not been it for some reason. It doesn't. I don't understand what AEW's got to figure that shit out because I don't know what that is.
It's not even the world title, bro. It should. I've said this for a long time. AEW is the king of cooling off people. They did it.
They are.
They did it with Orange Cassidy. After he beat Jericho, he won the Jericho feud. He should have won the TNT title after that or something. They did it with Wardlow.
A bunch of times.
TNT title.
Yeah.
Then the title got potatoed. He just kind of went away. They did it with Ricky Starks several times. They did it with Eddie Kingston. Mm-hmm. It's just what they do. They get people real hot and real over, and then once they give them something, they just cool them right off. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they do it, but AEW has done it repeatedly over the years.
Really weird.
Very noticeably, too.
Yeah. That's very weird. I don't know. Yeah.
Sure.
Why not?
I don't like
affirmative.
I don't like this at Crown Jewel. I want this to be a Survivor Series. I sorry, no offense to fucking Saudi Arabia, but Crown Jewel is a fucking not a thing. It's not a fucking pay-per-view. And when it comes to America, fucking dude, it comes on at the middle of the day. Like a lot of people don't even watch Crown Jewel.
Hold on, Big Country, because you're saying some things that I agree with, but I will admit I ain't gonna bullshit as a spectator because I was with you at first. The last two Crown Jewels, they've been alright. I ain't gonna bullshit. Like I think what was last year's main event at Crown Jewel? Was it Roman versus Brock or no?
No, it's probably Roman versus Logan.
Was it Roman? I remember I remember enjoying that match.
Yeah, no, I think where it's like for me,
I don't want to see
Jewel.
as cool as this is, and I think you probably feel the same way. I would personally, I'm not mad at this. If I could have it my way, I would prefer to see this at a pay-per-view where I would feel like I'm 99% sure LA is going to beat Roman, especially considering how white hot he is right now. I think that I don't know. I don't know how he'll do if he loses to Roman, but I would rather see LA in a situation where it's, I guess, kind of obvious that he's going over.
Okay, hold on, because let's follow up on that. Okay.
Sure.
If that's what you'd want to see, do you honestly see that at any time? Like, I feel like we're all in the same thing where we're like, okay, Roman's not losing this title until WrestleMania, and 99% sure that it's going to be Cody Rhodes.
I guess more so where I'm getting at with it is just because how much we all enjoy LA Knight and how clearly he's on the rise right now. I think, is it fair to say that we're all kind of concerned about how I guess his run will be should he lose to Roman, which is what'll probably happen.
I'm not concerned.
No,
really.
I don't think
not at all.
I don't think this does anything but help LA because at the end of the day, it's going to be a typical Roman match against a face. LA Knight is probably going to control a lot of it. There's going to be a bunch of times where he almost gets him. Roman's probably going to have to cheat to beat him. You know, I don't think that anybody is expecting LA Knight to become world champion anytime soon. He will, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. And I think most people feel that way. But I don't think that LA Knight getting in the ring, rubbing shoulders with Roman, even in a loss, hurts him. This is positioning him as, you belong in matches with people of this caliber.
I hope
just
so.
Because he loses to him here, I don't think that hurts him at all.
I hope so. I'll put it that
way.
I really hope so.
Here's my thing with Crown Jewel, right? Take away Roman, take away LA Knight in this scenario here. You put a title shot on Crown Jewel or any of these like kind of over the seas things that aren't really like
non-canon pay-per-views.
Non-canon pay-per-views, right? This is Battle of the Belts. Do we care about Battle of the Belts at all in AEW? It happened last night.
Didn't watch it.
Do you personally think that any title changes are going to happen at Battle of the Belts ever?
Well, hold on. I think if I'm not mistaken, was Crown Jewel the pay-per-view in which Bray Wyatt won the world championship?
I don't know.
I thought it was a Crown Jewel event where he beat Seth for the world championship when he was doing the Fiend thing. I thought it was
Every Crown Jewel I've seen, I remember, I've never seen anything that was like the title change happened or anything that was like super crazy or anything, right?
I got to check that because I'm pretty sure that we saw Bray Wyatt win the world title at the Crown Jewel thing. So that was kind of the reason why I'm like kind of not all the way with what you're saying. Like I'm with you for the most part. But
you are correct, Con.
Okay, yeah, that's the reason why. Because it was just
Bray won the world title by beating Seth. Yes.
So that's where I'm coming from, where it's like, if that can happen at Crown Jewel, you know what I mean? That's what made me kind of open up to it more. Is like, okay, so they do shit like that at this pay-per-view.
I would argue that happened 4 years ago.
I'm
not taking away from what you're saying, but I am going to argue that happened 4 years ago. Sure. And every Crown Jewel that I've seen since then, I haven't seen any major plot lines be changed, thickened, anything at Crown Jewel.
I agree. Right.
So for me, that's been their MO for the last 4 years, post the Bray Wyatt thing. Again, take away the fact that this is Roman Reigns, and we definitely don't think Roman's going to lose to LA Knight right now. I would like the fans to at least think that because LA Knight is so over, that he may have a shot to beat Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia. For me, I don't think anyone has that on their card, on their bingo card.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing. We're saying the exact same thing.
So and it has nothing to do with like, LA Knight's just never going to beat Roman. Like, I don't think that at all. I just think we're never going to see anything that fucking crazy at Crown Jewel. Like, it's not like Crown Jewel is just not that.
Well, hold on. That's not true. Again, because the only reason why I'm going to say that that's not entirely true is that although it happened 4 years ago, it did happen. So it's just probably not likely. But we have seen that it has happened before, so it could happen again. But I'm still rolling with you with what you said is basically that we would like to see this in the scenario where we feel like this motherfucker gonna win. Now, that's it. I don't think he's going to win, and I don't expect him to win anytime soon. But because of how well he's doing right now, personally, I would like to see this in a scenario where I feel like we know he's gonna win. That's all.
Well, at least we have a hunch.
At least we have a hunch. That's it. Yeah, I don't expect it. I don't expect none of that shit. But just that's just what I would prefer.
So your only requirement to feel that way would be a event change, because that's what it feels like you're saying. Like, oh, I only feel this way because it's Crown Jewel. So if it was another pay-per-view, would you feel differently?
No, I don't feel that way.
No, it's not. I feel
so it's not Crown Jewel then.
You said what?
Is what you're saying.
Me or Nick?
So it's not Crown Jewel then, is what you're saying.
Crown Jewel is just not on the caliber. Crown Jewel is just not on the caliber that a Survivor Series is. I would expect a lot of different things.
I don't think, but at the same time, nothing's happened in Survivor Series for a while either.
I think that the reason that we're not getting this at Survivor Series is I think Roman's going to be in War Games.
I think so too.
Okay.
He was in the one last year.
And
right?
I think LA Knight probably will be on the other side.
I know he was in Elimination Chamber last year. I don't know if he was in War Games.
What was it?
Yeah. What? Well, that was this year.
Yeah, because we got the line versus.
They did one with Sammy, right?
Yeah. That was Elimination Chamber.
That was Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if they did War Games though.
No, it wasn't.
That was War Games, bro.
Yeah, it was War Games.
What was it? Oh, Elimination Chamber was Sammy versus Roman. You're right.
Oh, yeah, no, that was War Games.
Damn, you're right. That's crazy. Damn.
So we were wrong earlier when we said that War Games had not happened other than at NXT, because it has happened one time.
No, it happened one time in Survivor Series. Yeah. That was the first time though.
That was the only one for Survivor Series.
That's only been one. Yeah.
I
don't know. I don't hold Crown. My whole point is I don't hold Crown Jewel to the fucking fire that I would a Survivor Series or any other pay-per-view that has been around for a long time. Crown Jewel's still kind of semi-new for me, at least. I don't.
Yeah, and I get that, but my point is, say this was not happening here. Say it was happening next week at Survivor Series. Would you think LA Knight had a chance?
Me as a person who follows this stuff religiously, no.
Exactly.
But I'm talking more of a casual fan standpoint, because a lot of casual fans aren't going to watch Crown Jewel. That's
true.
I like no one's gonna know. We're like the people who are gonna watch Crown Jewel are people like you and me who are gonna actually tune in at noon and watch Crown Jewel.
Yeah, I agree, but I think if we're just talking casual fans, if we're not talking people like us, then I don't think that, again, a loss to Roman is a bad thing for LA Knight, because the casuals are they're going to go wherever WWE is leading them, and whoever is over is who they're going to cheer for. And
I guess I'm more
examining it the way that we do,
I guess I'm more willing. I guess like when hearing you talk, I guess I'm starting to warm up to it, because I am still thinking with the mindset that Vince is still the one running the show. And we just went over earlier, like in the episode, how Vince ain't that no more. So yeah, I'm more likely to believe that LA will be okay with this loss.
Yeah. This is our last headline. I just thought that this was interesting from Jericho. He's just like, yeah, he's walling out, but what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it?
His tweets don't bother me, man.
I don't know why this is such an issue.
Yeah, I don't get the big fucking deal.
I don't understand.
This sounds like we're shooting him bail, but we're honestly not. Like he's not.
Bro, if half you fucking marks heard or felt the same shit that was told by Tony Khan about his fucking dying mother,
not even that.
Worse shit.
Hold on, not even that. Not even that, man. Like
that's how I feel.
The guy opposite to him, who is now considered an employee and no longer an owner. Look at all the shit that he's got going on. So if all we have to say about Tony Khan is that, yeah, he's a big wrestling mark who tweets a little bit too much, I'd rather take the guy who tweets a little bit too much.
Yeah. I mean, I look at the way that, Tony Khan has treated all of his employees, from everything that I've heard, compared to the way that Vince McMahon treated a lot of people and employees in his time. I'm going to leave with Tony Khan. Let him tweet.
That's what I'm saying.
Fucking shit off, bro.
Yeah, and again, like I said last week,
Wrestling fans tweet all the time. Shut the fuck up and let this man do the same fucking thing, especially when he runs the TV show that we all fuck with, right?
And we said this last time too. We're not gonna act like if social media was a thing during the Monday Night Wars that Vince McMahon would have been doing the same shit. He instead just used his TV show to take his shots.
That's it.
If there was social media, Vince would have been doing the same thing.
Get the fuck out of
here. The only reason that he stopped doing stuff like that, even on TV, was because they became a publicly traded company.
Let the man tweet, bro. He ain't hurt nobody.
Yeah. All right, well, that's all we got for headlines. Con, did you get pictures in or no?
No.
No.
This week wasn't that wild to me, other than pretty much like that the stuff like off TV. The off TV stuff was kind of more so like kind of the headliney stuff than the on TV stuff.
Sure. I did not do drip or drag this week because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm almost over it because almost everything's a drag right now that WWE and AEW are putting out, and until there's actually something that we can discuss, I think we might have to put that segment on ice.
I agree.
I'm with you because it becomes progressively harder each week to find something.
Ain't nobody been dripping.
Oh no, I don't mean
anybody's really been dragging either. No one's really been dragging either. Like everyone's just coming out in regular shit. Like how am I supposed to drag you if you're wearing jeans and a t-shirt? Like that's not a drag. Like it's a normal fucking day on wrestling TV. Like you're coming out in tights. Like it's not anything crazy. It's just like and those segments are kept for
Whoa.
What?
We are all talking about two different things here.
Here we go.
You're talking about our segments. I'm talking about drip or drag, where we take the WWE T-shirts and stuff.
Oh,
that's what I was talking about. Putting that on ice because ain't nobody putting out anything to really even discuss. Everything looks bad right now. Merchandise is not in a good place. So that's where I was going.
I thought you were going that because you asked Con about his photos.
No, I still like doing segs because I think at the end of the day, like whether somebody really stands out or not, we can still find stuff to say, okay, well, this was still the best one.
Yeah, maybe like the match MVP, like all that stuff. We can still do.
No, all this. I think the drip and the drag segments are just really hard to do because it's just those ones are tough.
I agree with it. That's been hard too.
Like, because it's literally just been like I said, like people just come out in regular tights, and it's most of the time it's just the same tights they wear every Raw, every SmackDown,
unless you're Seth Rollins or Ricky Starks, ain't shit really going on outfit wise.
Yeah, so it's like
we pick them motherfuckers all the time.
Yeah, like I'm really tired of picking Seth. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm tired of picking Ricky, even though I love Ricky's outfits.
But not MVP, fucking match of the week, fucking flashback, all that shit. We can do that shit every week because that shit's easy. You just, you pick somebody and, but the drip and drag comes progressively hard every fucking week just because and I know that's like the whole fucking cornerstone of our fucking show and everything, but like these motherfuckers are not dressed into the show, unfortunately.
They ain't putting that shit on, except for Bianca.
I disagree here.
For Bianca.
She put that shit on.
I disagree here.
I
don't know how she went away and came back looking better, but she did.
She looked great, boy. Yeah.
That's good.
I'm
sure she designed that too.
Oh, I'm sure she probably made it herself.
She made everything by herself.
Probably.
Guess we'll go over mine and Nick's real quick.
I did think this is hard.
Yeah, Shotzi always has cool gear in my opinion.
Yeah. I like even just the leopard fucking or the cheat. What is that? A tiger. That's a fucking the tiger.
She's got a little bit of both. She's got cheetah on the wrestling gear and then tiger on the jacket.
And I fuck with the tank, bro. I don't know if people like the tank or not. I
love the tank. I fuck with Shotzi, period. Like I don't think Shotzi has shown even 20% of what she can do. Like I know a lot of people haven't seen her on the indies, but this girl can wrestle. And we haven't seen any of that from her in WWE yet, really. We haven't seen her really have a long match or be put in a meaningful feud or nothing. I'm a huge fan.
The most meaningful thing she's done is chase around Bayley because Bayley's afraid of her. But it's like antics. It's not really, it's not really a thing.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more to do with Shotzi as a character.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys might not like my drag, but this is my drag.
Really?
I get it. That's just trash.
Yeah, nah.
Really?
That's just
No.
trash, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Nope. Didn't like the glasses. I don't like
That's
the.
weird.
I didn't like the scants.
What?
The scants skirt pants.
Oh.
Yeah. and I also, even if you're okay with the scants, I don't like the pairing of the scants with that shirt.
Scants is crazy.
It's like half Jedi, half stripper.
Yeah.
That shit
Yeah.
ain't that, bro. That shit ain't that.
You know, Seth pulls off about 98% of what he does, but this was a miss for me.
Yeah, big
There
man.
was one
a
a
very
couple weeks
fine
ago that
line.
was a miss for me too that I really did not like, but we ended up not doing segs that week. So
He walks a very fine line between like this is fucking cool and this is fucking awful.
Yes,
and
he
like
does.
he just like one side just falls over and it's just like, damn, that's fucking awful. But
And you know, a lot of times I say, you know, when it comes to fashion, sometimes it's not even the fashion. Sometimes it's the confidence, the attitude to pull it off. Seth has that, but sometimes no.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes it's just the person who's wearing it too, because like someone could be wearing something and it's like it look better on somebody else. You know?
Right.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all know. Y'all help. Really?
Just the pants. Just the pants. Just the pants.
Nah, honestly, the jacket too. Because I remember seeing this. This wasn't it.
It's just a normal varsity jacket for me.
No.
Oh boy.
Varsity jacket with no t-shirt, number fucking one. Number fucking two. And this is coming from a guy who has multiple.
This is wrestling. Is it not a requirement to go shirtless with a jacket?
Stop. I don't care. I do not care. That is trash. No. Fuck no. Even in a wrestling setting, that is trash. Number two, that jacket looks too fucking small on him. That jacket looks small as fuck. And the pants just look, I'm with Nick. What are those pockets or are those tears?
I think they're zippers. I believe they're supposed to be pockets.
Get that shit the fuck out of here, bro. This is trash as fuck, man. No.
Wait, I just realized, is that a crop top varsity jacket?
I think it is.
Yeah,
I think that's why it looks like it's too small. I think
it's weird. Look at the bottom. Look at the bottom.
It's like a fucking waiter's jacket cut.
It's weird, bro. Yeah, that's
very short.
No, man.
Like your sleeves are not supposed to be longer than your fucking torso, bro. That's not okay.
His sleeves are real baggy, and then the the jacket is real short.
It's nasty.
Weird. It's nasty. I didn't even notice that until right now. That's crazy. Yeah.
I look at the bottom of it where the stripes are. That's it's throwing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's way shorter. Like, look where his arm is.
Yeah, man.
Like on the first picture, look where his arm is. That sleeve is so much longer than his torso.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. The white belt is nasty too. It looks like if he had a shirt, he would have tucked the shirt behind the buckle. So
Just the buckle though, not the pants.
Just the buckle, bro. Yeah. Nah, this wasn't it, dog. This wasn't it.
Yeah,
I like Trick a lot. Usually, he's a pretty well dressed man.
Normally, yeah, bro.
Not this week.
No, sir. He was feeling himself. He's had a good couple of weeks, and he wanted to try something new. Don't go chasing waterfalls, bro. Don't do it, dog.
Yo, so did you use that purposely?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, exactly. So the last couple of weeks, Carmelo Hayes has been in a feud with, well, not anymore, but he was with Ilya Dragunov.
Sure.
And he told him in a promo, don't go chasing waterfalls.
That's funny.
You're not gonna beat me.
Yeah. Look, have you seen the other guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's other guys reference. What's funny is I was at the gym today, and I'm there with Sheila, and I'm zoned in, right? I'm just getting my shit in, and she starts texting me quotes from the other guys. I'm like, why the fuck funny, but why are you sending me that? And then I turn around and she sends me a photo because at our gym, when you're at the treadmills, there's like a whole bunch of monitors, but in the very middle is this one big giant monitor, and they had the other guys on. And matter of fact, I think it came up. I think it just started, so they were doing the whole scene with the lion and the tuna. I love that movie, man. It's still funny to this day. It's still funny. In my opinion, Will Ferrell's funniest movie to me. That's the hardest I've ever laughed at Will Ferrell.
I'm not a Will Ferrell fan. He's got two good movies. Hot take, whatever. I don't care.
What are the two? Hold on. What are the two?
Yeah, what are the two?
Anchorman and Stranger Than Fiction.
Did you like Anchorman 2?
Stranger Than Fiction? A lot of people don't even know that movie.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
So,
That's
yeah.
odd. That's fucking. That. I like
that
movie.
was a deep cut right there, wasn't it? You weren't expecting that, were you?
You popped me on that one because I didn't.
Yeah.
A lot of people ain't seen that. That was like a free movie on fucking like I don't know.
And it wasn't a funny movie, so people don't think of Will Ferrell in that movie.
That's
like
crazy.
that was a fucked up movie. Like,
have you seen that movie, Con?
What's up?
Stranger Than Fiction?
That's not the one where he's like at a yard, like he's having a yard sale with like the Notorious B.I.G.'s kid, right? It's not that one.
No. This is he's a main character in a book that a woman is writing currently, and then he starts hearing her voice as he's like doing stuff. So like she's like narrating his life, and he like comes to find her because she's like, "You're writing my life, and you're like telling me I'm gonna die," type shit. It's an interesting fucking movie because it's not a comedy. It's it's fun. It's a little funny, but like it's not a comedy. It's fucking like it's kind of dark a little bit, but it's fucking good. That's funny as shit that you said that.
Yeah, I think Will Ferrell's hit or miss. Because there are certain times where it just don't hit, but when he hits, he fucking hits. The other guys is that for me. He did this very funny skit on Jimmy Kimmel with Kimmel and Ryan Gosling. That is fucking hilarious, bro. Funny as fucking shit. But yeah, if we're gonna talk Will for a second, I agree. Anchorman 1.
Yes.
I do like Anchorman 2. Anchorman 2 is very, very close.
Yeah, it's all right. It didn't live up to the first, but it's okay.
Yeah.
No. Con before
hot take.
What's up?
Oh boy.
Step Brothers is incredibly overrated.
I agree.
Yep, agreed.
The internet fucking loves that movie.
I agree,
so fucking annoying, bro.
I remember that was a year when like everyone was saying that the 3 funniest movies out were. No, I'm gonna say 2 because it really pissed me off that people kept saying this. That Step Brothers and Knocked Up were the 2 funniest movies. I think Step Brothers is overrated too. And out of all the Apatow movies, bro, Knocked Up is the least funniest to fucking me, bro.
I like Knocked Up. I like Knocked Up a lot, but I wouldn't put it up in his.
It's the least funniest to me, bro. Because what, like in over Knocked Up over Superbad and over 40-Year-Old Virgin and over Forgetting Sarah
Superbad got really
not at all.
Absolutely not.
I wouldn't say that, but I don't think it's the worst one. But it's definitely not over those.
I don't think it's the worst one. I think the worst Apatow movie is This Is 40. But it's the least. But
I agree.
But Knocked Up is.
I like it. It's just not.
It's not the best. Yeah. So fucking
I Love You, Man.
Got mad overplayed though.
I Love You, Man.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
That's the best one to me.
That's awesome.
That's the best one to me.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall is a good one. That is one of my favorites. Yes.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall, super
bad. That fucking era where we were just getting those guys in movies over and over. They're so fucking funny.
I love
Superbad got overplayed in its time though. That's the thing. Like
it did get overplayed, but bro, like
it's good. It's fucking.
They put it on.
Like goddamn.
Recently, they put it on Netflix recently, and I've watched it back to back. It's still good, bro.
People who loved Superbad back then will like they never shut the fuck up about it. That's why I hated about it. It's like when everyone had a Borat impression, suck my fucking dick.
Oh yeah, that was the reason why I
don't care
for the longest. Because everyone kept quoting it, and I was just like, y'all are making me not want to see it more. And then Sheila showed it to me, and I was like, yo, thank you. Just keep me away from Borat fans.
Yeah, fuck Borat fans. Fuck. People just overhype shit is so fucking annoying to me.
Well, here's the thing, bro. We're on a big side quest, and I'm cool with it.
We really are.
Here's the thing. Borat is fucking funny, dog.
It is.
It's really funny.
One time, not 20 years later.
Yeah. But back in high school,
Borat 2 wasn't that great.
Everyone had a fucking Borat impression, bro. Like, it's not a fucking hard impression to do. As a person who used to do impressions a little bit, Khan can do impressions too. That shit is not hard to do, bro. It's not fucking hard. Yeah. It's like doing an Arnold impression or doing a fucking. It's not hard. Like, it's not impressive at all. Like,
I really just enjoyed that crew of actors, though. I fucking love Seth Rogen. I love Jason Segel. I'm a big fan of Elizabeth Banks. She's hilarious. She's and stuff. So.
Did y'all see the Zach and Miri Make a Porno? That one's good.
I saw that one. That one was kind of a sleeper for me. That was kind of a sleeper.
That's a sleeper for real. Because a lot of people don't like fuck with that movie. I love that movie. That was a good
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
The fucking what's his name? Fucking Daryl from The Office.
Yeah.
When he's fucking at the coffee shop and when the guy orders and he's like, "Can I get coffee black?" He's like, "Can we talking white?"
White.
That's just so fucking funny, bro.
Con, do you, off the top of your head, getting back into segs, can you think of an MVP for the week off the top of your head? Just throw it out there.
Give me a couple seconds.
Okay. All right, so we'll start with ours, and then we'll talk about Con's.
Mm-hmm.
This is mine.
Oh, I already know it then.
Okay.
Bang Bang Gang, they are all over AEW TV, and I was already a fan, but they are just really, they're all doing great work right now. They're all over, they're all throughout all the programs, and I like everything that they're doing. They're making their storylines feel important and interesting, and that's I'm into it.
I disagree. Juice Robinson is disrespectful, and he looks like the guy from Honeycomb.
Yeah,
I mean, that is true, though.
Bro, he looks just like that, too.
Yeah, he's actually, thinking about it, he's probably my MVP because this week in particular, I think this week was Juice's week. And also, I went from really being irritated with Juice Robinson because I remember Hambo used to shit on him a lot. And I used to not get why, but it was because I didn't see him on TV as much. And then when I started seeing him on TV, I specifically remember texting Hambo and being like, all right, bro, I see what you're saying. This guy's not insufferable. He's been growing on me those last couple of weeks. Yeah, he looks like that. He really does look like that.
He turned me. Like I said, I feel like I don't even know if it's him though. I feel like it's him with the rest of the group. I feel like the group evens him out. You know what I mean? When it's just him by himself, he's fucking too much.
He's a lot, bro.
Yeah, but with the Guns and with Jay White, that kind of even him out. He's their Brian Pillman. He's their loose cannon, and I like that in the group. So
me too.
MJF.
Nick couldn't choose apparently.
I chose MJF because I wanted.
You got five pictures here.
I wanted to remember why I chose MJF, so I threw all these pictures in here. But it's because of what we said earlier about the world title picture. Everyone going after him right now with Jay White getting the title shot, Juice Robinson getting it next week, Kenny Omega wants after him, Wardlow wants after him, even Max Caster's playing some type of role with him. I think he's just such a focal point right now in Dynamite, Collision, AEW in general. That's just like he's just such a mainstay that it's just like he's the guy, and it's really cool. And like some of it has nothing to do with the fact that he's the world title either. Like I don't think the Wardlow thing has anything to do with the world title.
I don't. I think he's just coming for revenge.
The Max Caster thing, I don't think has anything to do with the world title. I think.
Oh, they explained that because I didn't know. I personally didn't know, but yeah, they explained that. So they came up like in wrestling together like a long time ago.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Listen, all you got to do if you want an explanation is jump on Max Caster's Twitter. You'll get it.
Yeah,
you'll get it about every day and a half or so. You'll figure out where this is going, and he's been doing it for years. So.
That's so funny. Yeah, but yeah, MJF is my MVP because he's just such a focal point now, and he's doing way better than whatever Adam Cole and fucking Roderick Strong are doing because that thing has caught a fucking life of its own. And
we don't got to talk about it.
Well, it feels like no one can stop it.
We'll get to that after. Nick.
We don't got to talk about it.
All right, this is my flashback. This is one of my all-time favorite Chris Jericho tires. When I was a kid, I thought this was the coolest fucking gear I've ever seen. With the dinosaur bones and the flames, and it's metallic-y silver on one side and black on the other. I fucking love this gear.
Yeah.
Like the top ponytail.
Well, I mean, that only added to it. But,
remember his goatee era?
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. What a nasty era.
Now, remember, for me, the nasty era was just the scraggly sideburns when he had like the real big ones, and that's all he was doing.
Mutton chops.
Yeah. That's what I. Yeah. That term was escaping me for some reason.
Yeah, that was a nasty era too. He did a lot of really nasty shit with his facial hair.
He did.
Yeah. Do you guys prefer?
He didn't really get a full beard until he like hit 40 or so. You know what I mean?
I'm glad he cut.
Do you guys prefer short hair Jericho or long hair Jericho?
Long hair.
Yeah. I think his hair looks terrible now because he's old. But if we're talking about like prime when he had a good head of hair, long.
Like this right here, absolutely. Now when you look like I'm good on that. Yeah.
I was gonna say, short hair Jericho is very
doofy.
It's very late 90s John Bon Jovi to me.
It is. Yeah.
It's too long for a short haircut.
It's my life, head ass.
Page or something.
Life is a highway, head ass.
All right, bro. Life is a highway, head ass. Oh, that's crazy.
That's the term right there.
Oh man.
All right. Here's Nick's after that.
Do you guys remember when Sting did his best Cody Rhodes impression at 1990 Great American Bash?
All right, man.
Yeah, it was crazy. He predicted that he was ahead of his time back then.
I was about to say, hold on, he's doing a Cody Rhodes impression in 1990.
It's a cosplay, bro. It's a cosplay. It's crazy.
All right.
Adrenaline.
So how old is Cody? Man?
Cody is 58.
All right, man.
That's still younger than Sting, though.
You got it, bro.
Yeah, but it was a tribute to his peer.
Okay.
Yeah. Cody's a chameleon. What are the lizard people? The lizard people.
I'm gonna just
keep going. Hot take.
Okay, bro.
All right, so Nick and I have the same. What was that? And I think Con, you'll agree. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, man. Yeah.
These fucking segments are making no sense, and they're not funny.
Listen,
they're not stupid funny like the MJF stuff was.
Like, why is Adam the one doing all this stuff for Roddy when he
yeah.
Listen, remember when
Roddy wrestle? His neck ain't fucked up.
Remember when the TBS gods?
I forgot. Yeah.
Remember when the TBS gods tried to turn the audio off on one of these, and like we just like had to like run it back for some reason?
Yeah. And they played
like they tried to say
they were like, oh, they were right.
Shit. And like they just kept it. They were like, oh well, we gotta ask TBS for more time because they fucked up. So we gotta play this again.
Yeah.
Like no, we didn't have to do that. We didn't have to do any of this. I don't know why we keep shooting these segments. These are not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro.
The only thing about this segment that was funny to me was finally getting Matt Taven's response as to why he's always got a giraffe around. Other than that, this shit was stupid. It wasn't funny. It didn't make any sense. He made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich very sexually, and then Roddy spit it out. It was weird.
It was
like
so weird.
I literally just gave you the whole segment.
Yeah, I was good off this.
I don't get them.
This is bullshit.
Yeah. Con, can you, off the top of your head, think of a match of the week?
Oh, Bryan Danielson versus Alberto. Andrade at Collision.
Okay.
Yeah, I just watched that match. That was a really good fucking match.
I watched that one.
Honestly, there were a lot of really good matches this week.
Yeah,
Andrade and Danielson was one. Gunter and Bronson Reed on Monday was a banger.
That was really good too.
Charlotte and Io had a great match.
Mm-hmm.
But this was mine. Y'all got to go watch this match last night. You have to see this fucking match.
Yeah.
This is match of the year candidate for me right now.
Goddamn.
I love Speedball. I know, Con, you're still kind of on the fence with him.
Yeah.
I feel like if anybody watches this match and you're not a fan of this guy after, you just go ahead and unfollow me.
Will Ospreay is slowly becoming one of my favorites, like ever.
Yeah.
Like he just does way too much for me to not, like he's everywhere too. Like that's the real thing. Is like you can't get away from this guy if you tried. Like you have to watch.
I love that he talks shit, man. I love that. I love the way he talks shit.
Yeah, me too.
I love the way he talks shit.
Like so, I love seeing Will Ospreay anywhere.
Yeah. I knew this was, the match that I was looking forward to the most for the pay-per-view, and it was the best match on the pay-per-view as far as I'm concerned. And the whole pay-per-view was great, but I definitely had a feeling that this was going to be my match of the week, and it 100% lived up to it. So if you have not seen Bound for Glory, go watch it or at least find this match.
Is he signed to anybody?
Ospreay?
Yeah, he's still New Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He said that he only had about 6 months left on his New Japan deal probably like a month and a half ago or so. And he
Bro.
is the New Japan United States champion right now.
I'm gonna be real fucking honest, bro. If I'm him right now, I wouldn't sign a deal to nobody.
Sure.
I would just show up anywhere. Like I would show up like per match, fucking per few deals. Like you get me for like 3 months, and and I'm like, I'm here now, and then I just go over to TNA real quick, and I just shoot over to New Japan again, and I'm back in AEW. Like that's what I would do, bro. I'd go anywhere I want to because I'm fucking Will Ospreay. I'm already going everywhere.
Free agent.
Well, honestly, I mean, if you think of it, if he does, I think that he'll sign with AEW. But if he does, I mean, he pretty much has that option. Yeah. AEW doesn't not allow people to go back to Japan.
They do.
He can go do all the indies he wants and all that.
Yeah. So I think AEW would be the best situation because of that open door policy that they have. Because I remember like when Sammy and fucking Ty were winning like the AAA mixed titles and shit. Like they motherfuckers in AEW do everything. Like that motherfucker, Lance Archer, is that his name?
Yeah.
That dude is never here in AEW. And he's always everywhere else. And it's fucking cool as shit because, and at first I didn't like it because it didn't really make sense to me. But now it's like, you're just fucking everywhere. You just do whatever you want. It's fucking sick. Yeah. Like, and it's cool that Tony Khan allows them to just do whatever. And then you just kind of come back to work whenever you got something for you, essentially. Yeah. And it's cool as fuck. So like, if I'm Will Ospreay, like, and I gotta sign somewhere, I'm going to AEW because I can do whatever I want while I'm there.
I do definitely think that that's one of the coolest things about AEW. If you were an employee, like if you're gonna go there, you're gonna sign, you're gonna get paid every single week, and if they don't have some for you, you can go work somewhere else, and they'll bring you back whenever they got something for you, and maybe you'll become week to week on TV every single week. But if not, you can go work somewhere else and still collect a paycheck from AEW.
It's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah.
It's Knicks.
Yeah.
Another good match.
It was unexpected for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was not that was not what I thought was gonna happen.
Yeah, I was surprised it happened too. I
did not consider Jay and Cody being transitional champions at all, or like very short term champions, I'd say. Yeah. I never expected that. But I don't know. I
mean, to me, it makes sense. We talked about when we talked about it originally, how it was weird to take the titles off Judgment Day so quickly, for a thrown together tag team. Makes sense to me that they did it this way, but yeah, I did not expect it
either. I mean, to make them 2-time champions, maybe, but like, why take them off at all?
Yeah,
they only had it for like a week,
maybe a week and a half.
I think it was just to insert Cody, and it was a vehicle to insert Cody and Jay back into the Bloodline ship, so that we can get the Survivor Series. That's what I think it was.
I get it. If that's what they were doing, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Well, that's everything.
Well, that's it. Stan's dead.
We still haven't come off with a good sign-off yet. We say it every week, but...
Oh, hey, man, I want to ask you on the pod. So you mentioned that SmackDown was a lot of talking. Do you not like when that happens like that?
I prefer there to be a balance, first off. But secondly, I think the other thing, because I'm not, just a guy who's just like, it's all about the in-ring product. I love, good storylines and segments and promos and all that. But for me, I felt like this week, other than, maybe like the Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis stuff, it kind of felt like it was a lot of talking that didn't really move anything along.
I got you.
So I feel like that's why I noticed it so much more.
Okay.
Even like LA Knight and Paul Heyman, it was almost like, it wasn't really for anything, It was kind of like a throw. It just didn't feel good to me. So I think that's why.
So if it's like filler speaking, that's where it's like iffy, which makes total sense. Exactly. I'm with you there too. Like if we're gonna cut a promo, let's go somewhere. But to me, like I'm more so like I'm always kind of doing something while I'm watching wrestling. So like usually during a match, unless it's a lot of shit going on, or like one of these matches where it's like they're really capturing my attention, kind of just on my phone going through shit. And then when they're speaking, I kind of put my phone down to see what's gonna happen. So that's kind of like they get my attention more so when like when people are talking or people are, because that's when I really feel like the story's kind of
you have to pay attention.
Yeah, like I have to pay attention. I have to hear what they're saying, because sometimes a lot of people too will drop little nuggets of something, and if you miss it, then you missed it. So that's for me is like so sometimes like my girlfriend will be talking to me too. I'm like, hold on, like I gotta hear what they're saying.
My wife fucking hates it, and she knows at this point. She knows like if she's talking during wrestling and they switch from a match to an interview segment, she just stops right in the middle of her sentence because she knows. This is the only time I'm asking you not to talk to me, just so I can hear what they're saying and understand it.
Like, with all respect, because I love my girlfriend so much. I don't want her to like feel like bad about it. Like when they're wrestling, bro, you can fucking say anything you want to me. Because at the end of the day, like that shit's just happening. Like there's nothing that like I'm not gonna miss anything audio wise about the wrestling, But like once they start talking, it's like I can't. When
they start talking, you mute up. When they start talking, you mute up.
You hear that, Cat?
No.
When they start talking, you mute up. Tony Schiavone got something to say.
Schiavone.
I agree. I do the same thing.
But yeah, that's I wonder what this gift is for Sting.
Yeah. Yeah, Darby talked it up. So let's in relation to that.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I'm going to criticize Tony Khan on right now. Motherfuckers got to stop making announcements and talking about dream matches. Okay, Andrade, Bryan Danielson, banger match. Dream match? No.
I don't know about dream match. Yeah, when he said that, I was like, I don't know if I ever said that or heard that before.
Yeah,
I personally never sat back and said. I never personally sat back and said, and it sounds like hey, but it's not. I've never sat back and said, damn, I wonder what a Daniel Bryan or what a Bryan Danielson and Andrade match would be like. I never thought about that. Never gave a shit.
They never wrestled in
still WWE. Great match, bro. Great fucking match, bro. They knocked it out the park.
So how's that a dream match if it already happened?
They wrestled one time in 2018.
So how's that a dream match if it already happened?
WWE does the same. WWE does the same shit where they'll have two wrestlers and they'll put them together and they say this is their first time wrestling, and it'll be like fucking CM Punk and Samoa Joe.
If it didn't happen in AEW, Nick, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
I guess it's weird. I have a theory that the gift from Tony Khan to Sting is going to be some type of like Sting tournament thing that he like it's like like a Sting battle royale or some craziness. I don't know, like you know what I mean, like or a ring. But like some type of thing that like commemorates Sting within AEW. That when he's gone, like it's just like we do this thing every year for Sting, like
the Sting Memorial.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
I like that a lot.
I think it'd be something like that. I think that'd be super fucking cool because like we had that what's that Andre the Giant? That's in WWE, but like the Andre the Giant fucking thing, like something like that would be fucking cool.
Yeah,
for Sting.
Yeah. WWE's got that. They got the Dusty Invitational for the tag team stuff in NXT. I think that'd be a great idea.
Cool.
I like that idea. I had not thought of that at all, Nick, but I like that idea a lot.
Yeah.
Do some sort of tournament for something. Yeah, I mean AEW's already got the Owen Hart.
Yeah, so it might as well do a Sting thing. Yeah, do a Sting thing. Yeah.
I like that.
So,
you guys got anything else to say?
No.
Cool.
What's the next pay-per-view? So called Crown Jewel, huh?
Yeah.
When is that next week?
Crown Jewel, and then we get Full Gear.
Crown Jewel's not next week.
I don't know what it is. They've only got one match announced, so
yeah.
Jesus,
it is November 4th, so not next week, the week after.
Okay. Damn,
Halloween's next week. The week after that.
Halloween's next week already. God damn.
Yeah.
No, this year flew the fuck by. I don't know what happened.
You guys going as?
Huh?
What are you guys going as?
I'm gonna be Maxine Dupree.
Nice.
Orange Cassidy.
Nice.
I did see that you said that, Con.
Yeah, me and she.
Are you really gonna be him?
Well, Sheila and I were supposed to go to downtown Florida, like us, Ethan, Audra, her sister. We were all supposed to do that. I wasn't.
Oh, shit.
Orange Cassidy, but they're gonna go to a club. Her and Audra, and if you know me, you know clubs ain't my thing. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's what my wife and her girlfriends get dressed up and they go out to some Halloween themed thing. Not like a club, but always something Halloween theme event.
Little kickback.
Yeah,
Little kickback.
I don't go.
Yeah.
I don't go.
Yeah, nah. That's not clubs ain't it. Kickbacks maybe. It depends on who's throwing the kickback for me, but
yeah.
I think they're actually what they're doing this year is they're going to a live performance of Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Nice. Good shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
cool.
You guys ever been to one of those? They're fun.
Nah.
Not a live one. But
You get to throw stuff at them. It's fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This one they are doing like a package where you can buy like because there's a point in it where like you got to throw toast at them or something. You can buy a whole package. They'll give you all the stuff to throw at the stage.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Seymour. Feed me, Seymour.
Seymour.
All right. Well, that's it, you marks. We'll see you next week. Join us here Sunday, 7 p.m. Who knows what we'll talk about? Maybe by then we'll have a sign off, but I doubt it.
Goodbye, Marks.
See you, fellas.